Along a narrow Venetian street, just steps away from the balloon vendor's stall, sat a blind accordionist. Day or night, he played beneath a sagging awning, surrounded by a small table piled with knickknacks, trinkets of the city's worn charm. His notes floated through the air, weaving among the footsteps of hurried tourists and locals alike. A sign behind him read, in a messy scrawl, "My blind accordionist is a different one, but still in the same place." Some passers-by assumed it meant this was not the musician who used to play here, that another had taken over. Yet for many, it felt as though he had always been here, like a fixture of Venice itself. One morning, a curious young woman named Cara paused, drawn in by the gentle, soulful melody. She found herself mesmerized by the accordion's swell, each breathy chord revealing a quiet dignity. When she glanced at the man's face, she noticed a soft, far-away smile, one that seemed to convey a wisdom far deeper than any carnival mask or hidden canal could contain. "Do you ever tire of this corner?" she asked softly. He shook his head, still playing. In a raspy voice, he replied, "I see all I need to see, without my eyes." Helen Keller once said, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. There's vision in my music that transcends what the eye can grasp." Cara's heart fluttered. She recalled Plato's allegory of the cave, where shadows on the wall obscured the deeper truths. Here was a man who lived in literal darkness, yet seemed lit from within by a deeper light. Socrates taught, "Know thyself." Perhaps this man, content on his little stool, knew more about himself and his place than most who roam the world with unseeing eyes. Tourists dropped coins into an open case. He nodded in gratitude, never missing a beat. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." My music is a reflection of what I carry within. If I let bitterness or envy take root, the tune would sour. Instead, I choose hope. The hush that fell between his words and the next chord felt sacred. A watery reflection from the nearby canal flickered across the musician's face, dancing shapes on weathered skin. The drifting notes reminded Cara of Buddha's notion that all is impermanent, like the ephemeral chord that exists only for a moment before dissolving into silence. After a while, she finally asked, "But how do you find fulfillment here, day after day, playing the same corner?" He paused, letting the final chord linger in the hush of the alley. Confucius said, "Wherever you go, go with all your heart." I stay because each day brings a new ripple of life, different footsteps, different breaths of wind. Though I can't see their faces, I sense their hearts, and that is enough for me to keep playing. A single tear welled up in Cara's eye. She realized she had been rushing from one place to another, collecting photo ops and souvenirs, while missing the deeper resonance of the city's spirit. The accordionist, unmoving and blind, seemed to see more than she ever had in her frantic search for meaning. She slipped a note of thanks into his open case, not just for his music, but for the lesson. As she walked away, the melody followed, gliding with her along cobblestone paths. And for the first time in days, she noticed how the morning light kissed the ancient brick, how the canal's ripples caught her reflection, and how the hush of distant footsteps was full of promise. In that gentle tune, she discovered what the blind accordionist had been sharing all along, that fulfillment doesn't hinge on endless movement or perfect vision, but on embracing the notes of life with a steadfast, open heart, right where you are, even if it's just a single corner in a vast and ever-changing world.